It's often asked, why do I wear my sunglasses all the time, especially inside? It's to hide how tired I really am. You don't need Microsoft Office if you have Google. One of the perks of my college is that with our student email address, we get 5 free downloads of all Microsoft Office apps, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. All for free, for life. I've only used one of my downloads so far on my current laptop, so I can get my work and stuff done. I plan, however, to quickly get myself a new laptop because this one is really small and kind of crappy. So of course, I'm saving a download for my soon coming new laptop. I called my mother earlier as I'm supposed to, phone call every day at the exact same time. The conversation was fine for a bit, but then things started to go a bit downhill. Me, the broke college kid. Abusive and controlling mother. Mother's boyfriend. An okay guy.
I had something to ask you. I don't remember what it was. Hey, do you know where the soup is? Oh, yes. So you know your student thing?
What student thing?
Your whole student's perks or whatever. You know you get Microsoft Office free, right?
Yeah, the whole thing. I knew. I've downloaded it already.
But you don't need it, right?
Huh? Yeah, I do, for papers.
No, you don't. You have Google Docs for that.
Professors here don't accept Google Docs, and it's not just Word I need it for.
Are you sure you need it? Can't you download it more than once?
Well, yeah, but I'm also getting a new laptop soon.
Well, that's your choice. You don't really need it if you have Google Docs. Just give me and my boyfriend access to your account so we can get it too.
Well, I'm not even sure how many times I could download it.
Whatever. Find out and get back to me, please.
Spoiler alert, I will not be getting back to her. The ignorance of a few individuals in this world can be described as outstanding. The one thing I didn't quite understand is why was she so desperate for Microsoft Office? At what point in time does she need it right now? A college student definitely needs Microsoft Office. Me having been a college student, I can definitely say Microsoft Office will save your life. You need it. It is an essential. I mean, yes, you could type stuff in Google Docs, but you're not going to have access to all the fun, cool tools that Microsoft Office will supply you. On top of that, I'm not 100% sure of the saving format that Google Docs can offer. Not everyone will be able to open it. Adversely, you can open up Microsoft Office Docs in Google Docs by saving it to your Google Drive. Fun facts for today. You learned something. You came here and learned something.
But Christmas is about family.
I've really enjoyed these stories and thought it's about high time I share a story of my mom. She's a special one. She throws tantrums and tries to pull power moves to get more time or attention from her kids whenever possible. Since I live abroad, she kicks this behavior into overdrive whenever I come back to visit. This particular year, my grandmother on my father's side had passed away, and not long before that, his second wife had died. Needless to say, my dad had a rough couple years and he really wanted me home for Christmas. I didn't have the funds to buy a ticket, so he bought me one. He even paid extra to get me a more comfortable seat on the exit rows on a direct flight so I could get there quickly and in comfort. He was putting me up at his place for the entire visit and feeding me all the food I could eat. Never once asked for a cent. The only thing he wanted was my company at the holidays, and how could I say no to my recently widowed father? It was lovely to spend time with him, meet the new lady in his life, and eat everything I can get there. Of course, I can't go home and not tell my mom I'm coming, or visit her. First thing she does is start telling me how I'll be spending Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with her and my brother. I told her that's unreasonable since my dad paid for me to be home to spend time with him and she can have one day but not both. Not that money is the most important thing ever, but dad has put so much into bringing me there and deserves the greatest benefit, as opposed to a whiny, selfish brat I have for a mother. She starts whining and laying on the guilt trip.
But you're staying with your dad. He gets to see you every day. It's not fair. I'm only asking for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas is all about family.
Yeah, Mom, Christmas is about family, which is why I want to see my dad, his brothers, and my cousin. We were planning a sort of belated memorial dinner for my grandmother, since most of us would be able to be together. Mom starts threatening to just show up at my uncle's house to crash the dinner since
we're still married in the eyes of God and I'm still part of the family.
Thankfully, Dad's side of the family was prepared for her drama and had planned for us to meet on Boxing Day. but I still want to spend the 24th or 25th with my dad. So Mom brings in her trump card.
I already told your grandparents we're coming to visit.
Great. She always uses her parents, who I adore, rip Grandpa, he passed away a few years after this, as a way to get what she wants.
They're only available to visit on Christmas Day.
They're elderly. They don't do anything but read books and nap, but it's not worth it to argue. I talked to my dad, and he's super understanding. He was married to her for nearly 20 years, so he knows how she is. And I'm off to my mom's house for Christmas Eve. My brother and I are chilling out, cracking jokes and reminiscing about dumb kid stuff, and Mom is insisting we have to eat the stuff she likes, drink what she wants, and watch all the Christmas movies she wants to watch. When I get a text from my best friend of 15 plus years, his mother, who has been battling cancer for years, had just passed on. I'm in shock. I tell my mom I need to go to his house right away since he's home alone and has just lost his mother to cancer. My mom.
But it's Christmas Eve. You can't go.
His mother just died. He's alone. I'm going there to make sure he's okay.
No, you can't go. Christmas is about family.
His family is dead and he's alone and I'm going to his house now. Mom actually shocked I'm snapping back at her.
Okay, fine. Go tell him I'm sorry about his mom, but you have to be home by 10. It's Christmas.
It's 9 p.m. and I'm done with her shit. I'm going to his house and I will come home when I decide to. Do you really think an hour is enough time when his mother just died?
Okay, but be home by 11. Christmas is about family.
By this time, my friend had arrived. He drove over to pick me up since I can't drive. And I just walked out without a word. I came home sometime later than Mom's curfew and somehow survived the rest of the holiday. Mom never apologized or saw the error of her ways. Thankfully, my friend was okay with the time, and while I'm super sad his mom had passed, I'm glad I was there when it happened. And yes, my mom did whine a bunch about me spending time to go to a funeral instead of spending time with her.
Remember, Christmas is about family.
Just not the dead grieving ones. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First thing I immediately saw when I was reading this was I see a very lonely and possibly scared individual. That would be his mom. She's afraid that her family is going to dissipate so much that she'll have no one left and it'll just be her. But by putting her resentment for his father on her children, it actually starts to push them away, and she doesn't see that. However, anyone who can't see that a death, friend or family, takes priority over something as trivial as Christmas Eve or Christmas Day is blind. There was an individual, he was alone, and he lost his mother on Christmas. And I 100% feel for that. I lost my father around that time myself. So I totally 100% feel for that. In this case, the mother should have put all her aggression aside and said, no, go be with your friend. He needs it. Or adversely, she could have actually invited the friend over for Christmas. That way he wasn't alone and he was surrounded by a bunch of people. Best thing you can do when someone loses a loved one and they are alone is to surround them with people to remind them that they are still loved. It's not an easy thing to go through. It's not. So the fact that the mother was trying to restrict this guy at such a late time at night to come home is just, I cannot fathom it. I can't fathom it. The selfishness behind her action went too far, in my personal opinion. My hopes is that she'll eventually learn from the situation and also eventually understands that keeping a tight leash on an individual can eventually start pushing them away. So that's all the videos today. Sorry the last one kind of got a little serious, but it did touch me in a way, and I felt the need to express my personal opinion on that one, and because of it, I would have to say the second one is actually my favorite story, and yet the most hated entitled parent story I've read so far. So tell me what your personal opinion is. Tell me which one is your favorite story in the comment section below. I look forward to reading and responding to them. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. I have a Twitch too. You should probably check that out. It just floated in. You saw that? I saw that. It was cool. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. And as usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty and keep moving forward.